Hello, this is another follow-up of the previous video. Today was better. Well, it was okay. Today was okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I went to church, but didn't really want to be there. Not because I don't want to go to church, but that's just not the church I want to go to. I'm I'm Catholic, but family is Protestant, so I don't know. They want me to go to that church, but I don't wanna do that anymore. I'm not really feeling it. Anywho, but today was okay. I was able to get out of bed. It's good. Uh, yeah. Today was it was okay. But I don't know. Constantly reminiscing about, not even reminiscing, because that implies something positive. It's not actually positive at all, really. I'm just thinking about my past relationships. I've never had a proper relationship, but almost. And I don't know. I realize how hard it is. Then that's something I always wanted. I always wanted a girlfriend. Ugh. I always wanted a girlfriend, basically. But I don't know. I almost had one, and the first one, the first one was a girl that basically, from what I could observe, was making me think that I was her girlfriend. But that was not the case. It wasn't really the case because even though we lived in the same city, she failed to actually have us meet up. She didn't even want to meet in public. She didn't even want to meet in person. After I kept telling her and telling her, and I think she might have faked being sick as well. From what I observed, from what I observed, just so I guess from my perspective, it looked like she didn't want to meet me and just was trying to keep me at arm's length. It's a shame. And she started blaming. No, 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 no. I'm getting ahead of myself. The red flags were there, but I don't know. I didn't see it because it was like, whoa, finally a girl giving me attention. It was barely even attention anyway because she would air me, not even air. She would take ages to reply to my texts. A lot of the time, said she was busy, but I was supposed to be your boyfriend. How can you not make time for me? If I'm not your priority, then well, why? I wonder why I stayed in the first place. It doesn't make sense. Crazy. I was too naive. Yeah, being in that relationship. It was never a relationship to begin with. After months of hounding her and like trying to get her to meet me in person, no, even before that, we she acted like, oh, we were finally going to meet up, and then, oh, something wrong would happen, and then which would stop us from meeting. It happened a few times actually, and that's kind of catfishy behavior. But I never really saw it. I never really thought of it like that at the time. It's crazy. I broke up with her but like I think twice because I don't know. It took her ages to even give me her number so I could even text her and call her outside of Instagram. Yeah, it took me breaking up with her for her to actually give me her number. You know how insane that is. You know how insane that is, and I still kept going. I don't. Sometimes I underestimate my own patience. I keep thinking I'm an impatient person, but oh my goodness. And then after I gave me her number, we were actually calling for a bit, and I got to hear her voice for the first time. And I mean, I got to have a proper conversation with her. It was it was nice. I enjoyed it, but it, it wasn't it wasn't the reality of what happened. It wasn't it wasn't to be. It happened, but it happened, but yeah, it was crazy. The calls were brief, and the calls were infrequent. And then she even said she wanted me to stop calling her because she doesn't like people calling her all, all, too much. But I guess what do you expect when you made me wait for months? Like at least you took me breaking up with you to give me your number. Of course, when I get your number, I'm gonna be calling you. Come on, man. And we were supposed to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And even when I would text her, she would just give me like she would give me these one word responses, these short answers. It just didn't feel good. It wasn't engaging at all. It didn't even feel like she wanted. It didn't feel like she wanted to talk to me at times. And I don't know. She would kind of get angry at me for even suggesting that you know I would that I don't know. She would Yeah, I don't know. She would get angry at me for not doing certain things and would guilt trip me. Like these things like I don't know, not um not sending her a picture of my face at times when I didn't feel like it because I don't know, I was just tired or I didn't really look presentable at the moment. And she would I don't know, she would just emotionally manipulate me into oh no, it's weird. It's just weird. Yeah, and say that it's so literally subtly implied I'm not a good boyfriend. And this is what also happened when we broke up for the first time as well. Uh with her cousin actually. Because I broke up with her. I broke up with her for the first time and he said I could have been responsible for her killing herself because I broke up with her. Well, she wasn't. What? Uh, It doesn't even make sense. But you know, weird. And yeah, it's basically trying to guilt trip me into getting back together with her. But no, that's not why I got back together with her. I got back together with her because I thought I would get her number. And yeah, crazy. Yeah. was crazy. I had to break up with her again, or threaten to break up with her again, because of how she was treating me. Like I said, not really engaging, not really texting me that much. Even though we were texting a lot in the beginning, and it was actually nice. And I even wanted to get her a gift for when we finally meet in person. Because she liked One Piece. Me and her like One Piece. I wanted to get her a manga, Ace, Ace, Ace novels drawn by the guy that draws Doctor Stone. Forgot his name. Yeah, and yeah, I didn't end up giving it to her. I wanted to. Really wanted to give it to her as a gift because everyone gets flowers, but I want to get some that she could actually have for long term, for a long period of time. Yeah, I ended up returning it to the comic book store where I got it from because she was not serious about me, and I got mad. I got mad at her, and she got mad at me and said I was making her feel like I wasn't worth it because I was getting mad at her because of her behavior, and she tried to. I think she started trauma dumping on me. I'm not really gonna tell you what she said because I don't know it's kind of private and it's a bit crazy, and it's not really my place to say. But yeah, what she told me was insane. But again, you can't use your trauma to justify toxic behaviors. You can use it to explain why you behave in such a way, but try and get better. You know what I mean? But yeah, again, another, I don't know, seemed like another attempt to guilt trip and kind of, I don't know, manipulate me emotionally. I just said the same thing twice, but you know what I mean. Yeah, and then after all that, she finally agreed to meet in public. And it was her idea. It was her idea to meet at the library where I told her that I always hung out at and I always worked at. I got there super early. I was excited because I was. This is after I broke up with her for the second time actually, and maybe and then she said, yeah, maybe we could get back together, like if we meet up. And I'll say, yeah, maybe. It depends on how the day goes. And can you guess how the day went? I got there early, like I said, and I waited and I waited. I even started listening to an album, and the album finished before she even arrived. The album finished before she arrived. I texted her even before. Kept texting her where she was at, and yeah, and I was mad. I was very mad. Why? And I was calling her, didn't pick up. I think she changed her number. Didn't pick up. She never. She even told me to block her after because she kept disappointing me, and because I said, yeah, you never failed to disappoint me, because that's all she did. Our relationship was just her disappointing me over and over again, over and over and over again, every single time, selling false hope to me, acting like we were serious. She was serious that we were going to meet up, but she stood me up. I waited for hours. I waited longer than I should, than I should have. I should have left after the first hour. Honestly, being stood up is not nice. I don't wish it on anyone, even the most horrible people. Yeah. And then I did block her, but I think a few weeks after, I was feeling a bit weird, a bit. I don't know. I was longing for a relationship because I've never had a proper one before, and I really want to experience one. And I don't know. I unblocked her regrettably, and I started texting her again. But again, she said, and then she was like, "Oh, I missed you. Oh yeah, we're friends." She told me she got a boyfriend, and that her boyfriend would let her text often. Her boyfriend, she said her boyfriend made her change her number, and yeah, it's crazy. And then I guess I stopped texting her as often until I don't know, a few weeks later, I think. A few weeks later, I think, and and then she said she broke up with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was this rich Arab guy, who's Orthodox Christian, according to her. And said she bought her a car. Like, say, she's a rich dude, and she met him in person. She met him in person, but not me. I think they might have met already in person, but she, I don't know. I think she treated. It sounded like, from what I heard, treated her better than me. Weird. Yeah. And I started questioning her on a lot of stuff. I think some of these events aren't even in order. I'm bad at telling stories. But yeah, I did start questioning her on a lot of things. Like why she the photo she sent me of her in the hospital that I asked her to send as proof was a fake photo that I found on Google image on Pinterest after I reversed image searched it, which was kind of skeptical. And she was doing some serious work that would have taken ages to recover from, but she recovered basically instantly from from how she was moving. She was able to hang out with other people, like her friends and stuff, but not me. She was able to go out with them, but not me. So I don't know. It was kind of catfishy behavior from her. Weird. So like, was she ever real in the first place? She ever real? Honestly. And she, and regrettably, I gave her money even before I even met her because she said she was in the hospital and that she could have died or something. So I did it to help her. But it, now I'm questioning. I probably got scammed, and the friend that introduced me to her was probably in on it, but I'm not sure. I questioned him today, but I don't know. Inconclusive, and he probably wasn't behind it, but I'm not sure anymore. He might have. He probably was. I don't know who to believe anymore. It really was a whole conspiracy. Crazy, honestly. It's crazy that this happened to me. I would never have accepted. That would have. That wasn't on my bingo card for the year. Anyway, yeah, just a girl, any girl who like giving me attention. This is what happens. This is what happens when you're naive like that. I know this isn't a common thing, Oh yeah, I should have had my wits about me. Honestly, should have had my wits about me. Crazy. Cause, cause I, so I formed a connection with her, but yes, it's probably never real to begin with, given the events that that I just told, I just retold. It's crazy, and yeah, I have another. I also met another girl online. Uh, but she's real. Uh, I met her on a Catholic forum, Catholic Discord server, and I've spoken to her. I've heard her voice, and I guess uh no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I'll talk about it in the next video. But yeah, this was crazy. I wasted my romantic ability on someone that didn't deserve it. And yeah, I wish that I saw the signs early. Because you think after a week or two, she was already saying I love you. Like, come on. I thought I was blind. I was so blind. Anyway, it was nice talking into the camera. I guess see you.